Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We got some breaking news, and we're talking boxing today. As always, I am your host, KJ the Great. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. If you're returning, let's get into it, man. Y'all know how I do. First and foremost, I want to say I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now let's talk about it. So, Olympic silver medalist and the current WBC lightweight champion, Shakur Stevenson, who is 22 wins, no losses, no draws, with 10 wins by way of knockout. He let it be known that today he started camp. And yes, he is. It seems like the ball is rolling on him getting a fight and getting a fight soon. So we know that negotiations with Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis fell through. We know that negotiations with Vasily Lomachenko never started and never happened. So that those two fights are out. Now, there was a fight that was on the table um, with William Zepeda, lightweight title contender. I believe he's 30 wins. What is William Zepeda? He's like 31 wins, no losses, no draws, 27 wins by way of knockout. I think that's right. Um, the fight was on on the table for him to fight him. It because it was his that's his mandatory, and I want to say William Zepeda is signed with Golden Boy. I'm not sure, I can't really remember, but that's his WBC mandatory. It doesn't look like that's going to happen either because I don't think he signed with a fight deal with Golden Boy at all. Now another potential signing that is looking like it's going to happen was he's going to sign maybe a 1 or 2 fight deal with Eddie Hearn Matchroom Boxing. And that fight, that signing happens, his opponent, as rumored, and I've got this from a source. They're just talking, and they haven't put it out, but the announcement may come sooner than what you think. Is Joe Cordina moving up from super featherweight to lightweight? Now, Joe Cordina is 17 wins, 1 loss, no draw, with 9 wins by way of knockout. In his last fight back in May, he suffered a TKO loss against Anthony Casese. I believe is how you say it, Casese. Anthony Casese, for his IBF title. And there was a lot of controversy around, punches coming out of the break with that fight. Also, Shakur Stevenson has been defending Joe Cordina as saying, when he's cutting weight down to 130, he's diminishing his skills. If he moves up to lightweight, that'll be a great challenge for him at that fight. Definitely will be a decent and good fight. I think it'll bring a good fight out of Shakur because in his last couple fights, they've been really performance wise, they've been for the casuals, performance wise, lackluster. He fought Edwin De Los Santos. He had a left hand injury. You got to remember he's a southpaw, and he had like the record low for output from a champion in a 12-round fight. Then it was supposed to be like to set the record straight. He fought our team Harutanyan, and it was more output, but more of the same. ESPN, you can argue they did score dirty by showing the crowd leaving and people booing and all that type of stuff because in your hometown, you bring out the crowd like that. They want to see knockouts. They want to see, the bang bang and all that. They want to see the slugfest. But that's not really Shakur's game, and that's not what he gave him. And I'm not saying he can't get knockouts. I'm just saying, that's not his major part of his game is going for the knockout. But it was also said that if the Joe Cordina fight happens, that there's also an agreement that William Zepeda will be he will fight William Zepeda in February, which is a big deal. And for a lot of people, I want y'all to understand something. This is something that I think should happen more with black fighters as Hispanic fighters. They typically, a lot of Hispanic fighters, they want to fight on Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence weekend in September, and that's perfectly fine. I don't knock it. So why not we get more black fighters fighting during February Black History Month or around Juneteenth in June. Come on, black fighters, sign them deals. Let's take those days. It's okay. We definitely still can fight on Cinco de Mayo and the Mexican Independence Days, depending on who you're fighting, maybe Canelo, whatever the case may be. But let's turn those days and those months up. Uh, Nonetheless, man, Williams Zepeda. I think that is the better challenge of the two. For Shakur Stevenson, I think that's the more exciting of the two, in my opinion. I do think if he does fight Joe Cordina, that will put him in a position. He should uh, bring this excitement that we've been wanting to see, bring that flair, bring that potential knockout that we've been wanting to see. For Joe Cordina, I definitely don't know if this is a fight he should take moving up into lightweight as the first fight he's moving up into. Not saying he can't deal with the weight or anything, but I'm just saying, like, you're fighting one of the most skilled fighters in the world. One of the guys who has the tools and the size and everything right off the back. That could be detrimental. Um, it can be a major setback for him. But for Shakur Stevenson, the expectation is win. I expect him to win that fight. Going into the Williams Zepeda fight, it will be more tricky, more flair, more setups for something special. Now, I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments. Oh yeah, they were saying that this fight is being targeted for October 12th, which will be a tough, tough fight and a tough, tough competition date because that same date is the scheduled undisputed showdown between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. I wouldn't compete with that date, to be perfectly honest. I would try to move it up, the weekend before because the the Undisputed Showdown is going to be a massive card. It's a Riyadh season. Turkey Al Sheikh is putting that card on. It was supposed to happen back in June 1st, I believe. So I would probably look to move that fight up and not compete with that because that's going to be a pay-per-view fight, and Shakur Stevenson's fight won't be pay-per-view. So a lot of people may just tune in to Shakur Stevenson fight because it's not on pay-per-view, but at the same time you want to see Dimitri Bivol and Archer Beterbiev. The boxing world wants to see that. So don't try to compete with that. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about Shakur Stevenson versus Joe Cordina with Williams Zepeda on the back end in February. Let me know in the comments. Peace.